Ever since Jeff Sessions resigned. Okay.
Praise Jah.
Well, of course. And why? Now, why would you say that?
I would say praise Jah because Mr. Sessions was pretty anti-marijuana, as he used to call it, but cannabis, anti-anything about it. Would not open, like big government. They need to open their eyes and see the benefits and the enjoyment and all the other elements of cannabis.
It's certainly an investment vehicle, and whether you imbibe in cannabis in a medical way through Western or Eastern medicine, or you're just rolling a doobie eating Pringles.
That's happens.
Long story short, it's a coming. Just like prohibition didn't work, marijuana makes millions of otherwise law-abiding citizens criminals, and we're not. How did that prohibition thing work for us? How is the drug war working for us? It's not. And the interesting part of this thing is, as this approaches as an investment vehicle, what you're seeing is an opportunity here to take a look at some of these companies, and because it's really a new frontier, we're able to talk to a couple of CEOs of public companies here and there. One group of audience members, I can't remember if it was a bunch of radio guys or TV guys, that emailed us about this company, Leaf Buyer Technologies, and Kurt Rosner is the CEO. He's the chairman of the board of a company called Leaf Buyer. You can go to leafbuyer.com, but he's right dead center in the middle of this cannabis vertical, and he joins us right now. Kurt, thanks for swinging by. How are you, sir?
Hi, how are you guys? Nice to meet you.
So you're the guy that people have been emailing us about. This is the guy behind the Leaf Buyer.
We heard about you.
We don't cover a lot of this.
My relatives? My relatives?
Yeah. Your mom called and said she should get him on the air. So can you tell us overall, I have to ask this question at the very beginning, because the tax benefits that you're seeing in Colorado, the tax benefits that you're seeing in Oregon, and the tax benefits you're seeing in Canada are outweighing almost every argument against the legalization of not only medicinal cannabis but recreational cannabis. So why are they doing it so right up in Canada and we can't get it figured out down here?
Well, I think overall, if you look at the states, I think Colorado, and I'm a little prejudiced because I live here and we have our business here, but there are some states that I think are doing it right. I think California, where you guys are, has had a couple, they've stumbled a couple times.
Hiccups,
well, we don't have an infrastructure here, number one. You guys put an infrastructure in place before you legalized it. We just legalized it and said, we didn't have safe packaging and testing.
Yeah, and then they changed all the rules, and it's got...
I think you guys set yourself up, much better than California did.
Absolutely, and I think that's, there's some politics to it too, right? You have Denver, which is a very left city. You have Colorado Springs, a right city. It's kind of a mix here. Obviously, it's going more left, as the elections are going by. But I think that had something to do with it. A lot of the business people had a voice versus, more government having more regulation in this thing. Yeah. So it's a good mix of both.
Before we get to talking about Leaf Buyer, I also want to talk about as a whole. Do you think the wave is going to start? Because it seemed like this thing was moving in the right direction. Then we sort of stalled a little bit during all what's going on in the last 18 months. I'm not talking about as an industry. I'm just talking about as the legalization side of it goes. Do you think that's going to ramp back up? And we're going to see more and more states? Because what do we have? 26 right now, or 21 states?
Got my fingers crossed.
Yeah, a few more than that. I think that we'll continue. I'm very bullish, obviously, in this industry. I think that it goes in waves, right? We had a very large push. There's not as much news coming out right now about everything. The elections, there was some wins, and I think overall there were some big wins in the cannabis space. But I think we'll see some elections in 2 years that'll keep adding to that. Again, a lot of these markets, you're looking at Michigan on the map there.
Yep.
That's going to be a very, very big market, very influential in that area, in the Rust Belt. And I think obviously the West Coast, where you guys are, obviously has done it right. Colorado in the middle there. I think we're going to see this, really expand over the next few years.
The name of the company, by the way, is Leaf Buyer Technologies. Kurt Rosner, who we're talking to here via Skype, is the chairman of the board and the CEO. And we had some listeners and some viewers send us emails saying, you got to get this guy in the air to talk about this. So we decided to grab him. Here he is. Talk about your company.
It's a handy website, I'll tell you that.
So what do you do there? Talk about Leaf Buyer.
So I think the easiest way to look at what we do, we're a technology platform that connects cannabis consumers and cannabis dispensaries or product companies. Much like Priceline or Orbitz do in the travel industry, that's what we do in this space. So we are picks and shovels, relative in the gold rush. So we are an ancillary technology company that can scale everywhere, right?
Yeah.
We don't have as many boundaries as the dispensaries do. And people come to our platform or our network of platforms to connect with what they're looking for in the industry. If it's flower, if it's medicinals, etc., they can come to Leaf Buyer and find it.